Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to do One Piece chapter 1082 review. Let's get into it. The title of this chapter, Let's Go Claim It. We open up the chapter with news that shocked the world, and it's Vice Admiral T-Bone's death. And immediately we see Sengoku's thoughts, and he had the same sentiments that I had in my last video. Go check out my short on bounty hunters where I discussed this about civilians stabbing the Navy in the back. So now even when the Navy is protecting the people from pirates, they now have to worry about civilians stabbing them in the back as well. Because most of the world is in poverty, right? So these $1 million bounties would definitely be a change of life. And that's exactly what Suru brings up here. As she states, especially in a place like Pepe Kingdom where over 1,000 die of starvation every year, it's no wonder he was killed there. So honestly, I feel bad about T-Bone because he seemed to be a really nice guy that did care deeply about civilians and justice. However, he ended up getting killed in this scenario. And it's also funny how Sengoku is the one to be complaining about this, as the Navy has taken thousands of lives of civilians in the name of their justice. When they're rewriting history, it seems to be fine to take life. However, when civilians take action for their own benefit, it seems to be the end of the world. And I get it, the order to take out Ohara was probably from the Gorosei or even up to Im. However, Sengoku was definitely involved in that incident, and he was involved in probably dozens of other incidents that we don't know of, yet he's so mad that one civilian kind of took revenge on the Marines. And I wonder what action the Marines are actually going to take against Cross Guild, because they were the ones that put out these bounties in the first place. So it'll be cool to see more interaction between Cross Guild and the Navy. Also, I want to see what Marines actually get bounties coming up. Sengoku and Suru also learn about Garp's assault on Pirate Island, and I wonder if the Navy is going to send in backup for Garp, and maybe Sengoku's going to pull up on Hachinosu as well. But still, I'm worried about Garp, man, because Garp has to go against Aokiji and Shiryu. So that's going to be a tough battle for him. So hopefully he does get some backup. Maybe Sengoku pulling up would be enough help. We then shift to Emptee Bluff Island, and we actually see our civilian collecting this bounty. And honestly, I feel so bad for this civilian, as he was just trying to let his family survive, and the money would help them get out of starvation. However, Buggy even brings this up where the Navy is really going to come after this guy, right? As he was the first one to actually collect on one of these bounties and take out these top Marines. But Buggy is gracious enough to this civilian, and he's just like, yo, join the Buggy Pirates, bro. You're a part of the pirates. We got you. You know what I'm saying? We got your back. We then find out that the Cross Guild ship is complete, and it just turns out that it's just Buggy's face on the front of this ship, and it's literally fully clowned out, and Mihawk and Crocodile are absolutely pissed. And this ship automatically reminds you of the Bartolomeo ship, as in that one it's just Luffy's head instead of Buggy's head, and it's just an amazing callback. And honestly, Buggy's crew is a bunch of fanboys, right? They totally buy into the fact that this dude is a Yonko and he's accomplished all these great things without really knowing the true guts of it. Mihawk and Crocodile end up beating the crap out of Buggy, and they take this talk into the meeting room where they're discussing how to gain money and power. And it looks like Buggy has kind of an existential moment here where he's just like, am I really gonna die like this, just being a head hanging on a wall? He has bigger aspirations than just that, and he really questions Mihawk and Crocodile here, and he's just like, way back when, what did you guys want to be? And boom, we shift to Buggy and Shanks' flashback. And here we learn that Buggy actually gave up on his dream very young because he realized Shanks' potential, and he believed that Shanks was going to be the next one to reach Laugh-Tale. Unfortunately, after Roger's death, Shanks decided not to pursue the One Piece just yet. And what Buggy states here is actually, I think, key. So you're not the next generation's king? I misjudged you, Shanks. And what this shows, I think, is Buggy wanted to follow Shanks to head to Laugh-Tale. However, when he realized that Shanks didn't have that drive to pursue it either, he decided to take his own path. And obviously we know that this new generation's king will be Luffy. However, why didn't Shanks take up this mantle? And I think this all leads back to after Roger came back from Laugh-Tale. So from what we learned in a previous flashback, Buggy got really sick when Roger was about to make his trip up to Laugh-Tale. And due to this, Shanks decided to stay back to take care of Buggy. And upon Roger's return, he actually had a conversation with Shanks, and this ended up leaving Shanks in tears. And I think this was a twofold reaction, where Shanks learned about Roger's disease and that Roger was going to die soon. Also, the fact that maybe Roger got to Laugh-Tale too early, and it wasn't time just yet to change the world. So what did Roger have to do? He had to put people in place to set up for the next generation's king. And what I think Roger did here was he told Shanks about what he had to do and why he couldn't pursue the One Piece just just yet. He had to wait for this new king to arrive. And now that Luffy is a Yonko and he has arrived and it's time to collect on the One Piece, Shanks is going for the One Piece himself. Or potentially he's some kind of guardian to the One Piece and he's the one to be the final test to get to the One Piece itself. And Buggy even says this himself here. He's like, did you guys hear? Shanks is now going for the One Piece. If Shanks is making a move for the One Piece, I want to make my own move. I want to become the king of the pirates. Buggy honestly clowns on Mihawk and Crocodile here as he says, wealth, power, why stop there when we can have it all? Let's go for it and claim the ultimate treasure. It's time for us to finally go and claim the One Piece. Let's go, Buggy. Buggy literally challenged Mihawk and Crocodile and he was just like, why did you guys give up on your dreams? I gave up on my dreams long ago, but I'm not gonna give up now. And I'm getting back on this horse and I'm going for it all. Let's go, dude. Buggy is an inspiration to us all, man. Any fallen dream that you have, go for it, man. Go for it. Why are you sitting there? Why are you sitting on your ass thinking about what could have happened when you can go for that dream right now? So now we have our official final contestants for the One Piece. We have the Straw Hat Pirates, we have the Red Hair Pirates, the Blackbeard Pirates, and now Cross Guild. All of these crews are hyped and they have crazy abilities and I just want to see who's coming out on top. And meanwhile we shift to Kamabaka Kingdom where we see a Lulusia ship pulling up to the island and we get a little introduction to some of the subordinates of the Revolutionary Army. And Ahiro seems like she's a cyborg. She's got a complete cyborg arm and a lot of people were clowning Kid on Twitter. They're like, damn, Kid already got replaced by a girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, so this girl has this cyborg arm and is pointing that arm like a Glock, dude. She pointed that arm at the boat like that Celestial Dragon did at Sabo's boat when he was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like she was about to take out Sabo for a second time and Sabo just pulls up all nonchalant, all cool like that, and Koala just straight up attacks him and then hugs him and cries and she's just like, damn, like I didn't know if you were alive, dude, like you didn't even tell me. And apparently Sabo sent a 3-beat signal during that explosion to show that he was alive. It also looks like Sabo recruited a bunch of people from Lulusia to join the revolutionaries and Bello Betty is kind of getting them into check. And finally Dragon, Ivankov, and Sabo sit down and discuss what actually happened at Marijoa. And Oda is such a troll, right? He just ends the chapter with Sabo being like, all right, here's what happened, right? And just stops it there. He just leaves it on that cliffhanger because he knows that we want to know what happened there, man. We really want to know. We've been waiting for dozens of chapters at this point. And I know Bonnie teased this before that she was going to tell us some of this information, but we haven't seen Bonnie in a while. And Sabo finally being about to tell us, I have no idea if he's going to actually tell us in the next chapter or we're going to have to wait again. And maybe we won't even get it from Sabo. Maybe we'll get some pieces of it from Sabo and maybe we'll get a little bit more from Bonnie later. Honestly, this was one of my favorite chapters of all time. This had so much action and it's crazy that all of this has been separate from what's been going on at Egghead. And if this has been so crazy, the world is in absolute chaos. This is honestly a little bit like Marineford, but it's all just separate where we're seeing all of the major players actually in action here and doing different steps to achieve their goals. So I'm so hyped about what's going to happen next chapter. Hopefully we finally find out what happened to Cobra and what happened at the Reverie because I'm super hyped about that stuff. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the chapter down below and I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.